Alright everyone, so as you all should know, Kuro Neko is now out, and Psychomedian by the way. And as usual, I wrote down some notes as I was watching the episode, so I'm just gonna go through this today. So Kuro Neko is the episode where Cant Walker finally gives up his Miraculous because, as we know, throughout season 4 there has been a build-up in tension between Ladybug and Cant Walker. Now the only problem that I have with this is that it wasn't done very well. It was just sort of like Ladybug yelled at him once, and then he gave up his Miraculous. There wasn't like a real fight like I was hoping there would be. And because of that, everything just sort of goes back to normal. There's not really any change. It's just, yeah. So I gotta say they did let me down a little bit, but overall, I don't think I was expecting too much. So, you know, it is what it is. Now, one new thing that we did learn about is that Natalie has new prosthetics, which is interesting. She's got little leg supports, I suppose. I don't know if I don't know too much about prosthetics and stuff, but she's got like two little, you know, mechanical supports, which is very cool. And I guess there's a back support as well. So it allows her to walk around. Gabriel just has to get her to work to the bone, you know, as you do, forcing your sick assistant to continue to help you. Now, the final thing that I really wanted to talk about with this episode, yes, I know, not a whole lot, and that is Cant Walker proves that Adrian can be useful. It's just Ladybug doesn't need help. Now, I think this is less of a problem with Ladybug and Cant Noir and more of a problem with Shadowmoth and or the show writers. Now, the reason being, they just don't have enough people to fight. The villains are not that hard to beat. Like in the beginning of the episode when they were fighting the baby, honestly, Ladybug could have taken that baby by herself, right? She didn't really need help, or it could have just been her and Cant Noir. I really don't think it would have been that hard. They didn't need that elaborate of a plan because the villains, honestly, are kind of sucky, and they don't have nearly enough of them to account to be the same as like a good villain, right? They're all just kind of bad and there's not enough of them. So Ladybug pretty much can easily just take out the villains without needing much help from Cant Noir. And I think that's where the issue stems from. And that is probably why all of the drama between Ladybug and Cant Noir went down, although I will say Ladybug was being kind of mean to Cant Noir, so some of that was not only based on the villains, but a lot of it was faults from the villain because Cant Noir just didn't need to be there really. And to be honest, Cant Noir's power isn't super useful in the context of superheroes, because let's be honest, how often do you need to break something that you normally can't just break, you know, with the fist or something, right? It's like not very frequently, and that's proven by the fact that Cant Noir has used his Cataclysm to break a lot of objects that we have seen Ladybug break similar things without needing a Cataclysm. So it's sort of just like there, you know, it's not a super useful power. So the only way in my head to fix this is to make the villains either a lot freaking better, because otherwise, you know, Ladybug could just beat them on her own, or just add a bunch of villains, right? That's all you got to do is make, you know, 5 villains. So that way Ladybug could take 3, Cant Walker could take 2. Because we know, or well, you know, in the past we haven't seen that. But if Cant Noir is being serious, like we saw in this episode, he can be useful. He just needs to actually act useful. In some episodes he's not, but he definitely can. He proved it in this episode. So yeah, there's just sort of like my breakdown on that whole thing, like why it sort of started and how to fix it. But I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Maybe season 4 or 5. We're on 4 right now. Season 5, maybe it'll get a little bit harder for who knows? Probably not. Now, I'm not going to make a separate video talking about Psychomedian because it was literally just a filler. But I do want to say that Angry Ladybug was hilarious. So yeah, and it was in the French dub. French dub is one of the better dubs. Portuguese is definitely not super great. No hate to, you know, the language or anything. I'm just saying the dub of it is not my favorite. Definitely not my favorite. So, you know, I really liked the voice acting in that, and the Ladybug voice actress in the French dub did a really good job being angry. It was very enjoyable to watch, I will say. But yeah, that's really all I wanted to talk about. If you enjoyed, you can leave a like and subscribe for more content similar to this, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.